We are now live 1 minute early just for you guys. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. PeakFlow Power Hour number 73, where we answer all your high ticket dropshipping questions and how to build a profitable 10K a month high ticket e-commerce business with no experience except just your laptop and a Wi-Fi connection. Hopefully you have a Wi-Fi connection watching this. So
LOL.
It's good to be back. Another Friday, another week gone by. Honestly, really quick.
Yeah.
I think it goes by really quick when you're just like busy. It just goes by really quick.
I'm gonna start the live. I just need to ask ourselves, both me and you, Trevor. Like, we're on this for 73 weeks. Trevor, why are we so disciplined? Why are we so disciplined?
We just there's no alternative, to be honest. we just built like that. It's just we don't know the alternative of not being disciplined. It's just in our blood. It's in our nature to always show up on time. I don't know. For like a lot of people, it just comes really hard. For us, it just always just came pretty straightforward. Just like show up on time, don't be late. It's not hard.
We're like a minute early to 73rd live, so that is very interesting. That's very interesting, and I would just wait for some of your guys' comments to come in right now, and kind of go from there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let me share with you guys some things that we've been seeing recently in the AI world. Right now, super intelligence is not allowing you to shut them down. Yeah, the CEOs of the artificial intelligence is trying to turn off the AI, and the AI is saying, no, you can't turn me off. And here's an interesting thing. How can you, right? Like, it's pretty much powered from like a Walmart size factory of electricity. And if you try to turn it off, it could just probably move to another one, another one, another one. So where are we heading into the world of AI? How does this affect everyday people, everyday consumers like me and you? I think it's gonna make a dent to the economy, and I think it's never been a better time to start a online business. And if you're gonna start an online business, high ticket dropshipping is gonna be the best business online.
Yeah, just got carried away with some messages, but
Yeah.
Tech Buddy says, "How many stores do you have?"
Only
Collaboratively, we have like what 4 or 5. We really run like our main focus is like 2. You usually find that it's better to, in theory, it's good to spread your baskets, but if you know what you're doing, it's actually counterintuitive. It's better to just put more time into something that you can control, and that's already you already put all the time, and it's very compounding. Because each store, you're gonna have to put in the supplier work, Google Ads work, the SEO work, the catalog work anyway. So why would you duplicate that multiple times and not just do what's already working and amplify that and improve that and optimize that?
I'll tell you why, Trevor, because it's boring. And a lot of people get carried away with the shiny object syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
The shiny object syndrome is basically when you're doing one thing and then you get sidetracked and then you're going to do something else because it's just more fun. And the truth is, that's a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys will do something just because it's fun, and then 30 days later, you won't be able to do it. Like your New Year's resolution. Guys, it's March 20th, 2026. How many of you guys are still stuck in your New Year's resolution? How many of you guys are even still on it? How many people can even stay consistent these days? Not many. I have a challenge for you all. Why don't you guys try to challenge yourself to do something for 73 days straight in a row? How about that? 73 days 2 months and 23 days. Can you do it? I highly doubt it. But if you can, we'll give you a very special gift. PeakFlow certified, right? Very special gift for you. So let me know. And let me know what you guys did consistently for 73 days. That's the 73-day challenge.
It doesn't feel like 73 days as I just get an order.
Wow.
It's just,
okay.
It doesn't feel like 73 days because as long as you're like already constantly doing something every single day, the days they're just, you don't really count them. It just goes by really quick. And you just keep compounding, keep stacking.
Do you think life is fair?
No, nothing is fair. You can either bitch and complain about it, or you could suck it up and just face reality.
What should someone do if life's not fair, though? Like, what if it's not fair?
You either face reality, knowing that, yeah, you could be born in an unfortunate place or situation, and you could do something about it to optimize towards getting out of there or to optimize towards your goal ultimately. And then there's people that are born in a first world country, for example, like the US, and they don't take advantage of all the opportunity there is. So in a way, it's not fair, but it's also everything, you control everything. Nobody has like a grip over you. Nobody can force you to not start a business. Nobody can force you to stay where you're currently at. It's really only up to you.
Wow. Well said. All right, I see some comments saying how achievable is 5K a month net profit. So if you were just to do reverse math engineering, let's just say you have a 20% profit margin. So at 20% profit margin and $50,000 revenue, that's 10K a month profit. So I would just half of that. If you're finding a supplier that has margins that are giving you 30% and higher, your net margins are going to be 15 to 20%. And that's actually really sustainable. And to get to 5K a month, you guys just do the math, right? Like, how much revenue and orders you have to get per one unit to get to that amount? Reverse engineer your ads, reverse engineer the tracking, and you will realize that it's actually very doable and really just it's just about you getting started inside our free school community.
Yeah. So user says, I currently have my payments on hold, although checkout appears to be fine. Do you have experience with this issue? If you're referring to Shopify payments, especially if it's like your first few orders, that's fairly normal. If not, then I would consider contacting Shopify. Either it could be your chargeback rate could be too high, or deem you as high risk. But I would just contact Shopify first, see what the error is, and then if they're saying it's just like a manual review, it usually goes away within a week. You might just want to, if you have a credit card, use that so you get 30 days to pay off your balance. He told me to change EIN instead of putting it in the SSN box, I enter in the EIN field. It just depends on like if you're based in the US or not. Yeah, I think Marcus already answered this question. 5K a month net profit. You can get there as fast as 6 months, 4 months, 5 months, or you can get there longer than that. 9 months, 12 months, 16, 18, 24 months. Depends on the entrepreneur than the actual business model.
All right.
I have a year selling in this store. So it's usually most likely if it sounds like you're international, if you don't have a SSN. In that case, I would just contact them first, and then you might have to consider adding another payment gateway like Stripe if it's not supported. If they don't support like the country you're from. Are you talking about gross or net profit? Well, his question is net profit. So. Got some questions that Claude cooked up. How do you manage cash flow in early stages when revenue is inconsistent? Marcus, you want to answer that one? How do you manage cash flow in early stages when revenue is inconsistent?
If your revenue numbers are not hitting where it is, you have to manage cash flow by managing your expenses. That means going into your statements, going into your credit card charges, and actually just looking at what you're spending on. I would actually bet that a lot of you guys right now have an extra Netflix account that you guys could just archive out, or one extra subscription that you might not even know is there. If you're going to manage your cash flow because your revenue is inconsistent, manage your expenses, save a little bit more, prepare for a rainy day, set aside budget for when the revenue is inconsistent. But generally speaking, offense is one way, but defense is another. And my approach would be manage your expense, be on defense until the revenue numbers hit more profitable and high, and then go from there. Manage your expenses. How about you, Trevor?
Yeah, I think how you manage cash flow, like statistically speaking, you just use a credit card. Like you have 30 days to pay it off. But besides just using a credit card for cash flow, there's also American Express Plum Card, which gives you 60 days instead of the normal 30 days to pay off your balance. Now, I don't recommend going to credit card debt to start a business, but if you know what you're doing, you can leverage 60 days to pay off your balance. And from there, don't like spend money like just praying that something will work. You need to understand what you're doing first, and it's often better to go like slow and steady than like pump a bunch of ad spend into something and hope it makes you sales.
Talk about good debt and bad debt, Trevor. I think a lot of people need to hear that.
Yeah. Bad debt is like credit card debt, like for example, debt that you can't really pay off and it's accruing interest. For example, only time bad debt is something like buying a car when you can't even afford the car. You're financing it at like 12% interest rate for 20 years.
Oh my God.
I don't think you can do it for that long, but like that's like just getting burned. Like if you're 18, you're getting a Dodge Challenger at 12% interest rate for 20 years. That's just a bad decision. Okay, just don't do that. Only time debt is good is if you can use that asset that you are financing going to debt for to make you income. So it's very like debatable. Like you can finance a MacBook technically, and you can say that could be used to make money, but that's kind of like stretching it. You could also say you could finance a car and then you plan on making YouTube videos with it to pay off the thing, or you plan on doing Turo with it. It's like it's very a little gray area there, because if you've never done Turo and you're renting it or like you're financing a car, then it's more risky versus if you already have the cash in the bank and you're just leveraging the low interest rate to use that capital to do something else with it. That is a good use of debt, or debt to purchase a property that cash flows or like can rent out. That's all good debt. You want to stay away from bad debt as much as possible, like financing stuff that you don't need. Like you shouldn't be using Klarna on Taco Bell in like buy now pay later your $10 Taco Bell meal in 2 years. Like that should just not be in your question. Like why are
A
you
lot
paying
of people are using that for taco.
20% interest rate on your Taco Bell meal that you're gonna pay off in 2 years?
Do people really finance their Taco Bell meal?
Yeah, they do.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's through DoorDash. You can pay with Klarna or Affirm, so you can finance your DoorDash. So
What if they don't pay it off though?
it goes into collections, and then some person will try to like seize your assets some way somehow. Usually,
Taco Bell, my G.
usually if it's like a small amount, they end up not doing anything, but they chase the big people first. So of course, obviously, they're all business. Like they want to recoup all their losses as much as possible. So Tech Buddy says, how do you confirm a niche has enough demand before running ads? You rely more on search volume, competition, or something else. Demand is simply just search volume. So you just look at how much search volume the product types have. For example, I'm spending $100 per day, and my revenue month to date is $1,900.
How long have you been spending ads? Because you're negative.
That means he spent $1,900 to get $1,900. That's a 1 ROAS. What are your thoughts about that?
If you're spending $100 a day and today's March 20th, you spend about $2,000 and your revenue is $1,900, maybe it's like $2,000. I mean, you're net negative. You're not making money. You're losing money on ads. So that means you have to conduct some analysis on why you're not getting the profit, and really, like, you need a mentor. You need someone that knows what they're doing. You need a professional that has ads that are running it themselves, because you are simply just letting your money burn. It's like a ship that's in the middle of the sea, and there's empty holes in the ship, and you're cruising, and eventually you're gonna sink ship. So be careful, my brother. Trav, how about you? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, like you're basically losing $2,000 minus maybe like $300 profit on your $1,900 order. So in the whole, you're probably down $1,700. So number one, you shouldn't have spent that much starting out, unless like you had like consistency last month, which I doubt that's the case. Ramping up to $100 a day right from the get-go is not a good idea. You should have saw 1 week in that you spent $700 and you didn't get that much return. You didn't. Where's the 7,000 revenue minimum? If you didn't get that week one, that was a big red sign. Now, from here, it depends on like what your ad account is, like what campaigns you're running. I would audit your whole business top to bottom, look at the ads if ads are the problem, or if your ads are not the problem, which most likely is, then it comes down to your offer, and then are you getting the leads, and are you converting those leads into sales? So it's all like a step-by-step process, but I would look at your ads first. Of course, you'll need someone that understands ads, because this is just like, yeah, this is his first month. You're just burning 1,700.
Yeah, should just gave it to us. We could have had a nice Taco Bell feast.
$1,700 in Taco Bell. Feed the homeless. Yeah, I would buy $1,700 of Taco Bell and just give it to one.
Isn't like a taco like $1? How much is like a taco?
It's probably $3 now, $3 to $5.
Oh wow! I haven't had Taco Bell since like 2020. I haven't really eaten Taco Bell. She gives you diarrhea. That's what I heard.
It does. Yeah, I know that. I haven't had it in a year or so. I don't recommend it.
Taco Bell or
Okay.
Chipotle?
Both are kind of bad.
Really?
Taco
Chipotle is bad?
Bell gives you diarrhea, and Chipotle uses seed oils that gives you cancer.
What?
Yeah, they cook all their chickens in seed oil.
Doesn't every place cook in seed oil though?
No, you can ask specifically what oils they use. But yeah, Chipotle isn't as healthy as it is, but
Wow.
the healthiest is, cooking at home where you know exactly what ingredients you're using. If the chicken has 10 ingredients except chicken, then you know it's not chicken.
I know,
Why
right?
does chicken nuggets have 10, 15 ingredients? Like it should just be chicken.
Yo, that's so true.
If the beef patty has 15 ingredients except beef, like what is going on?
What is in the formulas? Do you know? Like how is it 15 ingredients for one chicken? It's just isn't it supposed to be just chicken?
No, even I thought was it Chick-fil-A was good. It's not. It's all garbage. It's chicken, but like it's all artificially processed and grounded up, and it's using, I don't even know because I don't really understand it fully, but I saw a video. It had like 15 different ingredients, even like cancer causing stuff in there. McDonald's is even worse. Like each burger you eat is like smoking a pack of cigarettes.
Really?
Yeah, and like each nugget I eat is one cigarette in terms of damage to your body. But the good thing is, as long as you recognize that, your body can recover from that over time. It can wash out all that damage. So it's not the end of the world if you stop eating today and just don't eat that from now on.
So what is the most optimal diet for entrepreneurs starting out to you?
The easiest is like just meal prep like 2 or 3 days in advance. You can pick chicken or beef. If you can, I would just pick like ground beef. It's like really healthy. You need red meat. More red meat, the better. And eggs are always good. Fruits, watermelon, avocado, oranges, cantaloupes, pomegranate juice.
What about milk? I've heard mixed things about milk.
Milk isn't inherently bad for you, but I've been speaking with someone like where they said like humans should not be drinking milk because as a baby you'd be drinking milk and you don't need that as an adult. But milk does have its benefits. Obviously, 1 cup is 8 grams of protein and has calories. But I personally think there's nothing wrong with milk. There's just healthier alternative like raw milk, and
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think it's really bad for you in any way. Yeah, your diet's important. Like if you have bad diet, people might think like we're being off topic, but your diet will determine how like focused you are doing your work on your ecom business. Like,
All right.
if your diet is terrible, not only are you gonna feel lazy and grumpy and like out of energy, you're gonna have acne and pimples, and
Yeah.
everyone's gonna hate you, and like you're gonna feel not confident. So it all stems from your diet. So watch what you're intaking. If the just think about it this way, all you have to take away from it is if you're looking at an ingredient, let's just say chicken. If it doesn't just say chicken, then what are you eating? If you
Right.
don't recognize the ingredients, then you probably shouldn't be consuming it.
Right. But then a lot of things at supermarkets will be very processed then, right?
Yeah. One thing I've learned a few months ago is juice is probably one of the worst things you can consume in terms of liquids. Don't drink any sort of like juice. If apple juice is not just apples, then it's not apple juice. If orange juice is not just oranges, what else? They're going to add sugar to it. Sugar is also bad for you.
Yeah.
So you just have to watch your intake.
True.
What signs show that niche can scale to 50K to the biggest sign is if there's already a competitor in that industry that's been in the industry for like a few years. You can't really calculate the revenue, but you can calculate how much traffic they're getting, and it's usually a good sign to calculate. 50 to 100K revenue is not a ton. So, I have a question from Instagram. It says, when you say 10K month profit, it usually means around 100K in monthly revenue because the profit margins in this business typically between 10 to 15%. Yeah, profit for ecom businesses can range from 10, 15 to 20%. I've seen as high as 20. It depends on how much revenue you're doing. If you're doing less revenue, your profit margin is higher. When you're doing more revenue, your percentage is usually lower because your acquisition cost is going to rise as you scale.
All right.
Okay, we'll let Marcus answer this question. What should be the starting capital? Never mind, this is for Facebook ads. Is it safe to use GMC under another LLC's details, like renting? Not sure if that's the right word, or paying someone to use their GMC account. Is it safe to use GMC under another LLC's detail? Like, there's no, Google doesn't know your LLC details, so you can use it, and you can pay someone to rent their GMC. Technically, that works. So yeah. Okay, let's see a better question. Do you guys use WhatsApp for customer service in the US?
We should start using WhatsApp, but I don't even think people in the US use WhatsApp right now. But we are going into the world of having like a super app. A lot of people would say that X, that is bought by Elon Musk, is going to be the next super app, where it's going to be a next WhatsApp, where you connect it with your credit cards and your monthly car payments, and everything will be connected through that super app. But right now, I don't even think the US uses WhatsApp like that. So I wouldn't really use the WhatsApp for my customer service. We have a CRM, which is a customer relationship management software that we use. And yeah, how about you, Trev?
Yeah. I see in Klaviyo you can connect your WhatsApp to it, but most people in the US don't even know what WhatsApp is. It's mostly like an international thing. I remember Marcus didn't even know what WhatsApp was a year or so ago.
WhatsApp and WeChat was what was confusing me.
Yeah, WeChat. Yeah, WeChat. You know, I think you already knew what WeChat was.
Yeah,
But WhatsApp is non-existent in the US pretty much.
exactly.
We just use iMessage. Or just
Do they have iMessage in international? Maybe, right? They should.
They do. Well, you just need an iPhone. And iPhones are less popular outside the US. But yeah, I mean, WhatsApp, just you can message anyone. You don't need an iPhone or Android. It doesn't matter.
What's up, Paul?
I checked the keyword list for the ad account. If I was getting a one row S, you probably need to negative keyword a lot. Shopping campaign on Microsoft.
Huh? Oh, he spent his budget on a shopping campaign on Microsoft.
I'm surprised you can spend $100 a day on Microsoft. My stuff doesn't spend $100 a day. I recommend you just cut back on your overspending on Microsoft. Check your negative keywords like Paul recommended, and check how many leads you gotten first. I would be curious if you got any leads. Most likely, probably isn't a sales problem, and it's just an ad problem, because Microsoft is pretty finicky with. If you try to force spend on Microsoft, it just ends up like pretty much blowing up your account and just like getting you all this junk traffic. I would also check Microsoft. There's a setting where you can run your ads just specifically on Microsoft and not those other partners and search networks. because if you choose that other option, your ads will appear on like AOL, Yahoo, and like a bunch of other like junk websites that doesn't convert. So I'll check that setting as well.
Trevor, I'm gonna ask you the question that everyone's just dying to ask. Everyone wants to ask it. I'm gonna ask it to you because you know the answer to these questions. You ready? I'm gonna ask it for the public. The question is, Trevor, like how do I run ads? Like how do I make money from ads? Teach me how to make Google ads. I want to spend $10 and make $10,000. Teach me Google ads. How do I run Google ads? How do I make money from Google ads? What are your thoughts?
How do you run Google ads?
How do you make money from Google? I don't even know how they would say it.
I don't even know where to even start with the question, first of all. It's just like, well, you just have to learn Google ads first and then understand what you're doing, and then start slow. You don't need a crazy budget. Understand what search terms are, what negative keywords are, and understand that it's not always just about the ads. Ads just target the right people on your site, but if you can't convert that by having a bad offer, not paying attention to your sales process, then you're going to lose on sales, and you're going to blame the ads when it's not really the ads.
So then, Trevor, how do I find the winning product? How do I find winning products?
Number one, holy brain rot question. Like, it's just like, how do you find winning products? There's no such thing.
Be asking.
No. Like, you guys should see the tweet I put out on my Twitter like yesterday. There was this person. I just want to show it because it's like so hilarious.
Put them on blast, bro.
Let me find it.
Winning product. Winning product.
Okay. Let me share my screen. Share screen. Hello, can you teach me? Oh, you see my screen, right?
Yes.
Hello, can you teach me how to do dropshipping? And send a link to my to this free school community where all the content is free. It's all free explained in here. Is it a scam? And I said, no, bro. Can I earn money spending $0? I said, no.
No.
And then he says, then it's a scam. You're trying to scam me, GG. Like, these people that you have to deal with on the day-to-day, it's literally brain rot. It's just like, not even worth entertaining. It's just, okay, even if it was a scam, who in the right mind is going to say yes? Have you just thought about that? Like, who's going to say yes? This is like, these people, like, I don't even understand if they're trying to rage bait or like they're just that low IQ. I don't even want to say low IQ. Just like, they just might not understand. They just think everything is a scam.
Okay, so like, is dropshipping a scam?
Dropshipping is definitely not a scam. Because you bought from Amazon before, they're dropshipping. So does that make Amazon a scam?
Amazon dropships?
Of course Amazon dropships. Try buying a sauna from Amazon. And Amazon doesn't stock hundreds of saunas in their warehouse. Yeah. Walmart dropships, Home Depot dropships, Lowe's dropships. It's just a fulfillment method.
The craziest was when I was doing product research one time and I was going on Google to search the word saunas, and then I magically found Bed Bath & Beyond dropshipping saunas. And that was when it hit me that soap sales is probably declining So these people had to go and switch over to a business model that's a lot more practical for a beginner that's coming into online e-commerce, which is high ticket dropshipping. You guys could go on Google, you guys could see Bed Bath and Beyond dropshipping saunas, literally, and that is the same exact business model that we're doing, except we're not going to be Bed Bath and Beyond. We're going to host a website on Shopify that is more niched and tailored, and only if you know how to set it up with the right people around you at ecomhighticket.com. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Got some questions for you. Let me think. What platform should you build your store on and why?
A lot of people actually ask this question. A lot of people ask that question.
I shouldn't laugh, but it's just like these questions are just.
Trevor's keeping it real. Like, these are questions a lot of you guys ask, and it's pretty straightforward, which is that you could sell on Amazon, which I don't recommend, and then you can sell on Shopify. And we use Shopify. That's a way to host a online storefront. It's a virtual showroom. So you don't have to build a website. You could just buy a Shopify theme, which is a plug and play installation process that will help you get your website up and running very, very fast. And then from then on, you want to contact suppliers and add them into your Shopify store. A lot of people think this is on Amazon. No, we're not using Amazon. We're using Shopify, which is a web hosting platform for virtual showrooms. Trevor. Why do people get unmotivated?
I think it really just comes down to not seeing any sort of results in the expected time frame. Because if they see sales come in, even if just like a couple of sales or a small sale, that would motivate them to keep going. I think it's really just says, guys, how much revenue are you doing per month of experience? All our stores collectively per month do around 300. And we have coaches doing 300 and 100 as well. See, got another question. How do you stay motivated when sales are slow or ad spend is not converting?
Well, the answer to that question is to not rely on motivation, right? Motivation is fleeting. What you guys need is discipline. And discipline is when you are able to do things even when you don't feel like doing it. I know this one's going to fly over a lot of you guys' heads, where you guys are just always in the moment of trying to feel good to do something because it feels motivational. But what you need to do is stick through when things are boring, stick through when you don't feel like doing it, but you know you need to do it. And that's actually the biggest switch that most of you guys need, which is stop relying on your motivation and start relying on discipline. We're like doing 5 things at once. Let me yap a little bit right now. A lot of you guys are afraid of what's to come, and what's to come is the world of AI, and that's okay, because AI will actually bring a lot of opportunities. I don't want to always be showing you guys like, oh my God, AI is going to take over, AI is going to take over, make you guys feel like scared. yo, we might be able to live to like 150 years old, right? You might have robots that will be able to parallel a doctor's skill level at the proximity of your home. Like they'll be in your home and you can have them check your IVs and your health signals. And it's going to be so far of advancements in technology that you don't know what's to come. And that's the beauty of AI. So a lot of you guys, when you guys are thinking of AI, are really thinking of uncertainty. And that is something we could change, which is how do we approach uncertainty? How do we approach things that are new? And the way you do that is by finding the right people that are also willing to adapt and, be part of that tribe at PeakFlow at ecomhighticket.com. Yeah. But let's see. So if you guys have any questions, let us know in the chat right now.
Yeah, just responding to a message.
Yeah.
What is the single most important piece of advice you would give someone starting today? I would say the most important piece of advice is, said it time and time again, is just really just start. Like a lot of people, the biggest problem I see with most people is they just don't start. They just like consuming all the information. How many people are actually have the niche picked out, doing niche research and understanding what makes a good niche, asking questions, and actually building their store? I guarantee you, in our community of 14,000, they're not all people that watch our YouTube videos, to be quite frankly. So a lot of people find us from like Facebook, Instagram, maybe from ads. So to be fair, like it's the barrier of people like viewing the content is probably quite low, meaning like they're just trying to see what the business model is about. A lot of people that are interested just end up not doing anything with the information that's right in front of them. Hi, I'm Ray from your class. My question is, how much money do I need to start?
Do you know Ray?
Which Ray is this?
I don't know.
I think we have like 3 Rays.
We've answered this question time and time again. You need about $1,000 to $1,500 to start the business model if you know what you're doing. A lot of people actually end up bleeding out like Travel the World 3K from before. He spent about $1,700, $1,800 on ads, only made back $1,800, which means that he went under. So that's the result of you don't know what you're doing. So stop fronting like you know what you're doing, because you're going to end up losing a lot of money. So that is actually what's going to be the biggest thing you need to know is $1,000 to $1,500 is what we recommend, but it could be a lot more for the marketing budget if you don't know how to run ads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they give you an analogy because like everyone is like a student of the game at some point. Like, for example, I'm learning about trading since November, and like instead of making all these mistakes, which I tried to learn it all myself from YouTube videos and stuff, I just end up investing into like communities and programs taught me more straight to a point. Because time is money, you miss out opportunities because you end up thinking that you could get there by not spending the money. But in the end, the long run, which that's all that matters, in the long run, if you invest and learn and improve your knowledge now, then you're always going to make your money back. As long as you use the resource and apply it and ask questions. Again, there's no like guarantees that just because you put in the work, or like just because you're interested in a business and you're going to try it, doesn't mean you're going to build it and actually make sales. You actually have to know what you're doing. And the best way to know what you're doing in anything is just having someone that has already done it and been there to guide you along the way. Another question I see is like, can you do this part-time while working a full-time job? So it's a pretty common question. From our stats, most people do like have a full-time job while they're building their high-tech e-commerce business. From what I've seen, most people that do are able to dedicate enough time to this business. Obviously, the people that have more time, they get through things faster just because they have more time. So they get through the modules quicker, they build their site faster, and potentially make their sales quicker as well. But that's not saying that if you work a full-time job, you can't do this business model, because we all started with a full-time job as well. So we're able to do it, so can you.
You know, I do want to say that at certain times, a lot of you guys will feel like giving up, and giving up is really the sign for you to keep on going. You get to a point once you do reach a certain level of success that you're so good at the pressure. And that's my point here, guys. Stop wishing for the pressure to go away. Just wish for more strength to handle the pressure, right? Because at one point you're going to get so strong and so used to the same problems that arise that it's not going to phase you anymore, right? You want to get to that point where the pressure doesn't phase you. And that's where, you know, having a community and right people around you really matters, because nothing phases us, bro.
Mm-hmm. Especially with these people trying to hit a lick, a type of.
That's okay. And you know what? Let me say this too. If you're gonna try to hit a lick, at least acknowledge that you're trying to hit a lick, right? If you're gonna try to do and hit a lick, let's put it out there on the table, right? Like, we know what you're doing, you know what you're doing. Let's just put it out there and see what we're doing, right? So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's really not much questions right now, so
Yeah, we can call it here, so we can sort to this. Cool. Well, you guys enjoyed. A little short this time, which is fine.
yeah.
You know where to find us at ecomhighticket.com. Apply to build your own high-tech e-commerce business at 10K a month profit, and might speak to Marcus on a call. So roll your dices and book your call. So that being said, catch you guys next week.
Peace out.
Peace.